Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you how to replace a rear derailleur. Often these last the life of a bike, but if the bike is well used, then you'll find sometimes that the spring, particularly for the arm here, gets a bit loose. Now, although this is springing back, against a new spring, it's night and day. So it's time to replace this, and you will know that because there's often a lot of sloppiness in the gear change, and especially one characteristic is it looks like you have too many links on your chain. So particularly if you've maybe gone and bought a bike and you're worried that the chain is the wrong length, chances are it's an older derailleur and you just need to replace it. Anyway, it doesn't mean your bike's ruined, you just got to replace that. It's really easy to do, so I'm going to take you through the process and we will get to work. Now, there are a couple of bits you do have to remove from the derailleur in order to make removal possible, but don't let it scare you. Please don't go to the mechanics. Just buy yourself a few quid's worth of tools and you can do it yourself. The first thing you need to do is to retrieve the chain from the derailleur system. If you're really lucky, you will have a master link on your chain, which this one has got just down here. If not, you're going to have to get out a chain breaker, which is one of these tools, and that enables you to push through one of the pins of the link, not all the way through, otherwise you'll lose the pin and then you won't be able to reattach. You can separate the two ends, and then once everything's back together, you can rejoin the pin and put the chain back in unison. If you need to know how to do that in an in-depth video, check out my videos on my channel. Jobs are good 'un. But as I say, in this case, we have a master link, which is amazing. So we put the master link pliers in like this, and we're going to push the ends together like a normal fashion would work. Now this could spring away from you, so make sure you catch the ends. And now you've got two parts that are dangling. That's one master link just there, and this is one master link here. Now this is a new chain, but if it was a used chain, it's a good idea not to get these mixed up. And similarly, when you remove the chain, make sure you remove it and put it back the same way. So this side is going to be facing outwards. Make sure you put it back on the right way around, just to make sure there's compatibility with a worn cassette if that's the case. As I say, these are brand new, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the first part. You're now going to be pulling the chain out from the derailleur. It's not a biggie, but just threading it out. There we go. And you don't have to get too precious about it. You can just leave the chain just dangling here and over the frame or near the chain ring. Job's a good one. Just going to move the camera up slightly because the angle's changed. And now we need to remove the or loosen the hex bolt here. Often they're hex bolts, sometimes they're 9mm nuts, but in this case we are in business. And we're just going to loosen this to take off the pressure that it has gripping the gear cable. And now we can remove the gear cable. Now, you'd think that you can just pull this all the way through, and hopefully you can. However, on some bikes you have internally routed cables, which means at this section here, the cable itself may go inside the frame, and you might not have a black outer cable running all the way through to the handlebars. If that's the case, and you pull the cable through, you may well not be able to put a new cable through as well. Look at my other videos on my channel to watch how to route internally routed cables. It's not hard at all, but it is if you take the cable out without first looking at the video. What we need to do now then is we're going to clip the cable here. I like to clip as close as I can to the exit point. Why? Because when I pull the cable through, if this is an old oily crappy cable, all the old oil and crap is going to get pulled through the outer, and that's not going to help for a smooth new cable running through the gear change. So we're going to give this a quick nip just here. There we go. This can obviously go in bin, and then at the business end where the gear lever is, the shifter, we are going to pull that through in a short while. But for the purpose of the video, we're not looking at changing the gear cables just yet. We are just removing anything holding the derailleur from being removed. This is usually nearly always a 5mm hex key bolt as well, so maybe there's a bit of pressure. There we go, but not an awful lot. And once that's removed, I'll try not to hit the camera, give you seasickness. There we go, comes free. Now you've got what's called a gear hanger here. It might be your gear hanger has been bent from an accident, if that's why you're replacing your derailleur. Again, look at my other videos, but what you want to do is to make sure, excuse me if you're seasick, you want to make sure that this hanger is completely parallel with the wheel, with the frame, with the cassette. If it's bent inwards, which is quite very likely, you need to be able to straighten this out first. Otherwise, fitting a new derailleur won't actually solve the problem. Again, look at my other videos and I'll talk you through a really quick process. It's only a 2 or 3 minute video showing you how to do that. Anyway, we're now ready to fit the new derailleur. So now we're ready to fit the new derailleur. It's not a particularly complicated procedure, but you'll notice at the bottom of the gear hanger, there's a very slight lip just here. On the back of the derailleur, you've got what's called a B screw, and the B screw has to touch there. When I turn this round, of course, that screw is going to be pointing down this way from top to bottom. It needs to be able to hit this lip. So that end of the screw needs to hit there from above. As a result, you don't want to screw in the derailleur in this normal position. You actually want to screw it in up here somewhere. It shouldn't cross thread. They're quite wide threads on these derailleurs, so you should be okay, but just be careful as you fit it, particularly as the gear hanger itself is probably a bit old and maybe there's a little bit of metal swarf in there. Anyway, we're going to do this up proper tight, but you'll notice that even when you've done it tight, there's still movement. That's exactly what you want. Now you might hear a bit of a click noise. There we go. Can you hear that? That is the B screw touching the gear hanger. If it wasn't touching the gear hanger, this whole assembly would be swinging upwards. Don't confuse it with the spring part, that's different, but the whole unit would be swinging freely around. That means you would know, that would be an indicator that you've done it wrong. Anyway, you're in business now. Remember, we've got to fit a new gear cable into the derailleur, which we'll do shortly, and also then fit the new chain, and we're in business. But there is one more thing we've got to do, and that is to adjust the high and low screws. I won't do that until the chain is fitted and the bike is running essentially correctly in order to make those adjustments. So first of all, we are going to be fitting the gear cable from the shifter end. So after you've cut the cable at the business end, you need to adjust your shifter so it goes to the highest number, which will be the lowest sprocket at the rear of the bike, and that then frees you up to hopefully push the cable out, and hopefully you can see it just appearing at the end of my finger. So there we go. It might need a bit of jiggery pokery, but you're in business. And once it's there, you pull the cable out. Now obviously every shifter is different on every bike, so it might not be specifically this one, but here's how we get into business. First of all, we've got to remove the existing cable, and then it's just a case of popping it back in. So the hole from which things came, you can then refit your new cable. Sometimes you want to rely on daylight, and if you were to remove the outer cable from the exit point, you'll actually see daylight shining through here by looking down this end. So I'm behind the camera, so this is pretty tricky. Let's see if I can get away with it. No! Epic fail. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I can see daylight. It's never going to show on the camera, so I'm not even going to try. But I'm looking down the length now. I'm to the right of your screen, and straight away the cable comes through. So it's not very difficult at all. Pull the cable through. Apologies, by the way, for sound. I'm probably speaking right into the microphone of the camera, so just bear with the poor sound quality. Now make sure this goes all the way in, because you might go to here and it gets stuck, and you'd assume that the nipple of the cable is seated, and then later on you'll wonder why your gears are all out of sync. So just make sure it fits its way all the way in. One good way to check right now is if you're gripping the cable here, just shift up, and you can see my thumb and finger moving, and then keeping pressure on, pull it out again. So you're in business there. If I just come around in front of the camera, and it's a simple case of threading your cable so that the cable goes through the outer. You might want to put a couple of drops of cycle oil just to help lubricate and slightly waterproof the cable, but that's entirely up to you. And as you come out the other end where the rear derailleur is, it might potentially get a bit caught, so just free it up if you need to off camera. But if you get that sort of resistance, hopefully you can see this on the camera, if you get that resistance, it means it's wanting to come out the other end and not just able to. If you twist the cable with your thumb and finger, that might be enough to fix it. If not, you'll see you've got a ferrule on the end here. You've also got a ferrule at the other end as well. Just take the ferrule off, and that'll probably do the trick. straight out. There we go, job's a good one. Okay, so we're going to keep just working this through, and your nipple might come out again, pardon the expression, as you're relocating the outer cable. But at the derailleur end, if you pull the cable through, we can do a repeat of what we did earlier on. And then we can do the clicky and clicky while pulling away at the other end, and job's a good one. Now we can go to the rear derailleur. Now it's time to reattach the chain, and you're almost there for sorting out the derailleur in the final stage. Reattaching the chain is really easy. You need to follow an S pattern. So the chain itself comes around the cassette as if the first part of the S. It then goes around this pulley just here, which is slightly off camera, and then around and over that last part. So it's around, 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 just like an S. So let's just tee that up. There we go. Now, everything in life would be simpler if you didn't have an annoying bar in the middle, but just under here, let's take this off for a moment, you have this bar which are in different places on different bikes, but you need to make sure your chain goes this side of the bar, not this side, because if you do that, you're going to be getting some serious rattling and grinding once you've fitted. So it needs to go this side before going over the pulley here. So there we go, let's get ourselves back in business here. So once that part is over the section, which I think is just off camera, you can actually let gravity take over and just pull the pulley wheel, and is this going to go first time live on camera? Here it is. Okay, and then it gets pulled around and jobs are good. S, S, S. Now when it comes to the final stage, this is pretty good fun. This, you just got to get your master link if you had one initially for the chain, and you need to reattach them all. There is one particular piece of kit which is just amazing, which is a thin piece of wire, you can make it yourself, which will hold the two ends of the chain together. So let's just bring this up. I'll get it back into view for you in a sec. There we go. I know we're quite high up. Let's bring ourselves down a smidge. There we go. Plummeting back down. Now, obviously, I've held the chain too far apart from either end, so let's just do that. And then we've got that and a bit of room to play with as well. Remember what I said earlier on about making sure the chain is facing the right direction if it's a used chain, but for this, we are in business. Now, this is your master link being joined. You need to get your pliers on here and do some reattaching. So let's get both prongs of the master link remover up here. There we go. I think we're there. Let's try again. That's it. And then pulling the plier ends away, it clicks into place like that. Job's a good one. And now we can remove the multi-million-pound tool that's holding the two ends together, and we are in business. Now, I say we're in business, that is everything reattached and done. We've now got to sort out the H and L, the high and low screws, and then of course calibrate the gears, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Now this is a little bit tricky with the camera in situ as well, because it's all a bit fiddly, but you've got your H and L screw. What this does is prevents your derailleur from moving too far this way, so beyond the final sprocket, and of course preventing the derailleur going then too far beyond the final sprocket for the lowest gear. Why? Well, annoyingly the chain will come off, so that's one reason, but if it happens this side and the chain comes off, and your dork disc maybe isn't fitted or doesn't do its job, if the chain goes over here and you're pedaling hard, you could just write off various parts of the bike. Not good. So this is what we need to do to ensure that the chain stays perfectly where it should. So the first thing we're going to do is adjust the H screw, because it's for the high gears, and it's very helpfully marked H and L. And just to show you, things are a little bit out of alignment here. I don't know if you can see, but this part is a bit out of focus. It's out of line with this part here. So if I release tension, it will start to line itself up. Just keep watching this. Can you see it moving? There we go. So what we need to do is to pedal the bike basically until clicking stops, clicking as if it's not quite settled into gear. And I would say that's actually probably there or thereabouts already, which is great. Now I can't adjust the L screw up here just yet. First of all, I need to put the cable in and get things up to scratch. So that's what we're going to do next. And rather than stop the video, I'll show you straight away how to do this. You need to put some pressure on your derailleur, which is not terribly difficult. There are maybe other professional ways to do it, but hey, if professional means it works, then this is the professional way. You get your 5mm clamp bolt ready. You're going to put your your cable in the place where it's meant to be. Forgive the sound quality because I'm going to be going near the camera, but you're going to be putting some pressure with your thumb to push the derailleur towards the wheel. So keep that pressure on, probably about that much. That's the professional bit. Clamp the excess of the cable with your finger, and we're going to just do this up. Apologies for hitting the camera, the tripod. And we're going to do this up all the way until it nips up the cable. Make sure it's enough that the cable won't pull through when you put some pressure on in a moment. And we are there. Now at the other end, we are currently in gear 8, so the smallest sprocket, and number 8 on the shifter. We're going to now go up to number 7, and hopefully we'll see this part move here. There we go. There's a bit of movement there, but is it enough? No, it's not. So back to 8, and you can see a bit of movement, and then you'll hopefully hear the click into 7. It's nowhere near enough, and actually back to 8, you can see that's got quite a bit of slack in it. What you can do is twofold. I would remove the tension on here, pull more cable through by doing the thumb and finger trick, and that'll probably be just right. But just to show you how to fine tune, we can go anti-clockwise, and although it's lefty-loosey, which is usually loosening things, in this case we're stretching the cable because we're increasing the gap from here to here. So by doing this a little bit, that actually will make the chain jump into place. Let's see. There we go. So back to 8, jumps in nicely, and back to 7. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I don't like to undo this very much, so actually I'm probably going to be playing around with here a bit later on and just putting the cable through it a bit more. But for the purpose of the video, we'll just keep going. So currently we're in 7, we're going to now go to 6, and assuming that that gear hanger is nice and in alignment for the derailleur, 5, 4, 3, we should be in business. Now, when we go to 2 and 1, remember we had that L screw that was potentially preventing the chain from going into the final sprocket. Let's just see. So let's go to 2, and off camera, although I'm getting the click, that is absolutely at its limit. So I think I'm going to struggle. So 2 again, yeah, it's not quite getting there. The reason for it is the L screw. So let's get our screwdriver back again, and we're now going to adjust the L screw marked with an L, fun enough, and I'm just going to unscrew that. It's a few turns. You can see that I'm moving it quite a bit. Oops. Okay, let's go to 2 again. That's fitted in nicely. Is it enough to get to 1 though? Let's see. My camera decided to stop recording at the worst moment. Anyway, here we are. So we're in number 1, down to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then back up for good time's sake. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and most significantly, oops, let's go 1 properly. There we go. And most significantly, if we push the shifter lever, it won't allow the derailleur to go any further. So guys, that is it. We are in business. We are done. So you are. Job done. You now know how to replace your derailleur by removing the original derailleur, removing the chain, the cable, and then fitting a new cable, reinstalling the chain, and sorting out your H&L screws to get your bike up and running. It is that easy. Guys, don't go to the mechanic. Just spend a few quid on some tools and you'll be good to go. Thanks very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.